Namaste Vidyapeeth, खुश रहिए. I JVN Muskan Kumari from the Department of Science and Technology, and I'm working here as an assistant professor in JVWU Women's University and Faculty of Education and Methodology. So today I will discuss the new sessions, and in this session the basic topic is the what are the various devices and the components of the computer network, isn't it? And you can say that simply the what are the various devices and what are the working of that devices which is used in computer network. So to discuss this sessions and make you to in easy way understanding, I'm just going to share the files which will helps you to better understanding. Clear? So here is the network devices. So what is the use of the network devices? The network devices or the network hardware are physical devices that are basically required for communication and interaction between the hardware on a computer network. In the computer network, the connectivity between the hardwares and there is a physical devices which is required for the communication and interactions between the hardware of the different computer network. Clear? So, what are the devices of the computer network? There are hub, which is used for the communications, switches, routers, bridge, gateway, modem, repeaters, and access points. These are the various components or the devices of the computer network. Clear? And these are the devices of the computer network. Now, first we will discuss the repeater. Repeater basically operates at the physical layer, and its job is to generate the signal over the same network before signal becomes too weak or corrupted, so as to extend the length to which the signal can be transmitted over the network. What happens whenever you are starting the communications or transmitting the data through sender to the receivers at that communication channels? So what happens? The signals they are regenerate one more signals rather than the first signal which is transmitting over the communication channels. They generate the regenerate a signals over the same networks. For what purpose? Before sending, the signal becomes too weak or corrupted, so as to extend the length of which the signal can be transmitted over the network. An important point to notate about the repeater is that they do not amplify that signal, and when signal becomes weak, they copy the signal bit by bit and regenerate it at the original strength. It is a two-port devices also. Okay. Now, if you talk about the hub, so a hub is basically a multi-port repeater. You can say that in this there are multiple port, but in the repeaters there is only two port, but in hub they are multi-port. So it is a multi-port repeater. A hub connects multiple wires which is coming from the different branches or sources. For example, connector in the star topology, you know the star topology which connects the different which connects with the different stations. Hub cannot filter the data, so data packets are sent to all the connected devices. In another word, you can also say that collision domains of all hosts connected through the hubs remains ones also, and they do not have any intelligence to find out the best path for the data packets, which leads to the inefficient wastage. If you talk about the types of the hub, then there are three types of the hub. First is the active hub, passive hub, and intelligent hub. Active hub is which they have their own supply and can clean, boost, and relay the signal along with the network. It serves both as repeater as well as wiring center. Passive hubs which collects the wiring from the nodes and power supply from active hub. Okay, so if you talk about the intelligent hub, it works like active hub and include remote management capabilities. They also provide flexible data rates to network devices. It also enables an administrator to monitor the traffic passing through the hub and to configure each port in the hub. Now, if you talk about the bridge, So the bridge operates the data link layer. A bridge is a repeater also with add on the functionality of filtering content by reading the MAC address of source and destination. It is also used for interconnecting two LAN working on the same protocol. It has a single input and single output port, thus making it a two-port devices same as the repeaters. Clear? So types of the bridges. How many types of the bridges are used here? So transparent bridge, source bridge. Two types of the bridges. Transparent bridge, these bridges uh, uh, which the stations are completely unaware of the bridge existence, whether or not bridge is added or deleted from the network. Reconfiguration of the stations is necessary. These bridges make us of two process: bridge forwarding and bridge learning. Source routing bridges. In this bridge, routing operations is performed by source station and the frame specifies, but also allow the frame which spreads through the entire network using all possible paths to the destination. Now, if we talk about the switches, switches is also a devices of computer network which has the multi-port base with the buffer and design that can boost its efficiency and performance. A switch is a data link layer device, and this switch can perform error checking before forwarding the data. That makes it very efficient as it doesn't forward packet that have error and forward good packets selectively to correct port only. In another words, switch divides collision domain of a host, but broadcast domain remains same. Now, if you talk about the routers, so what is the router? Router is a device like the switch that route data packets based on their IP addresses. Router is mainly network layer devices, and router normally connect the LAN and WAN together, have the dynamically updating routing table based on which they make decisions routing the data packets. Router divides broadcast domain of host connected through it also. What is the gateway and what is the router? So gateway, as name suggests, the path to connect two networks together that may work upon different networking models. This basically work at the messenger agents that take data from one system and interpret it, transfer it to the another system. Gateway are also called the protocol converter and can operate at any network layer. Gateway are generally more complex than switch or router. If you talk about the routers, it is also as the bridging router, and it is a device which combines the features of both bridging and router. So this is called the routers, and it can work either the data link layer or the network layer. Working as router, it is also the capable of routing the data packets from the source to destination and across the network, and working as bridges, it is capable of filtering local area network traffic also. Okay, so this diagram will show you that these all are the lands, and here you are see that this bridge is formed here, and this is the hub one, this is hub B, and here this is the switches which has the multi ports, isn't it? There are two ports, multiple, and this is the routers. So these all are the devices are shown here of the computer networking. So students, if you have any problem in this session, then please let me know your query by drop your query into the comment section box. Clear? And let me know about your query that I will discuss with you in the next session. And please read this devices, computer network devices with multiple referenced books, standard book, and also follow the multiple websites, CCNA sites, CCNA blogs through which you can easily get the data, isn't it? And many questions which will arise from this ones, that differentiate the router and router, what is the difference between them, or explain the router with an example, this is the next questions. And what do you mean by the hub, can you explain the connectivity of hub with an example in the real world, isn't it? So but this type of questions may be arises, so be prepared for this type of questions from this session and also the previous sessions also. Okay, and now in the next session we will discuss about the Ethernet, wireless LAN, multiplexing, switching. What is this TCP/IP protocol suite? Okay, so okay, thank you.